We're here with Harold Lederman. Fight week, very close by. Triple G versus Canelo. How excited are you for this fight, Harold?
Well, you know, everybody's excited about Triple G against Canelo Alvarez. I mean, let me tell you, it's got to be one of the best middleweight fights in Sugar Ray Robinson, Fort Carmen, Basilio. You know, if you can name me, you know, middleweight fights that were as good as this middleweight fight, I mean, maybe Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, that was an exciting middleweight fight. But I got to tell you, this fight next Saturday night ranks up there with all of those kind of fights. You know, it should be one of the best middleweight fights in the history of boxing. I swear to God. Canelo Alvarez, a guy with only one loss. He lost to Floyd Mayweather in a fight that he really wasn't ready for. He was too young, you know. He wasn't ready to fight the best fighter in the world, and that's what happened, and Floyd won a decision. But he hasn't lost anything since, you know. He's a huge hero in Guadalajara, Mexico. He's a guy that can punch, he can box. Great counterpuncher, Canelo Alvarez. He really is, you know. You throw a shot and he hits you, you know, he smacks you with a right hand. On the other hand, Triple G, for years he was a menacing fighter on HBO. Anybody he fought, he knocked out. Knocked out David Lemieux, knocked out Gabe Rosado, you know. And then in his last fight against Danny Jacobs, I thought he fought like an older guy. He fought like a guy that was really aging, you know. He knocked Danny Jacobs down in the 4th round, but it wasn't a really, you know, it wasn't a solid knockdown. You know, it was one of these shots where he hit him and Danny went down, but it wasn't the kind of knockdown that you really thought, you know, it was kind of punched that he's going to hit him and get him out. So, you know, it's a very interesting fight. The champion, Gennady Golovkin, taking on a challenger who was the junior middleweight champion for so long. Now he's putting on weight. He's got to get up to 160. He's got to make the weight at 160 pounds. You know, most of his fights up until this point have been at 154. I think it's going to be a dynamite fight. I really do.
What insight? What insight? Oh, yeah. People that maybe think about this fight coming into
well, you know, Canelo's a great counterpuncher. You got to look for that. In other words, when Gennady throws a punch, will Canelo smack him with a counterpunch? You know, he really is a good counterpuncher. I'm talking about Canelo Alvarez. You got to watch for that. On the other hand, Gennady was always an aggressive guy that would stay on top of you and knock you out with hard shots. So you got to look for him to be aggressive, to get off first, and to look to throw a knockout punch.
Do you think the cards might be a little all over the place because you have a counterpuncher going against a guy who's aggressive? History has shown when those two styles have clashed, you get cards all over the place.
Well, we hope not. As a matter of fact, we hope it ain't going to go the distance. You know, that'll eliminate that problem. No, I have the utmost faith in the judges in Nevada. I think they'll do a good job.
Obviously, you're a scorekeeper, unofficial scorekeeper. Who do you favor in this fight without giving too much?
Well, in all honesty, I don't have a favorite because of the fact that I got to keep score. So I don't want people saying that I favored Gennady Golovkin going into the fight, or I favored Canelo Alvarez. I'm trying to be totally neutral in this fight, you know, and at least I give the people on HBO, you know, people watching at home on HBO, an honest call, you know. I try not to be, you know, I try to have a favorite before the fight going in, because I want to be neutral, that's for sure.
Is Canelo putting on too much muscle?
Is who?
Canelo putting on too much muscle?
Well,
it was big until I was...
Yeah, he is. Too much, no. You know, he's got to make 160. If he puts on too much muscle, he's going to be, well, you know, over the weight, and I don't think he wants to do that. I think that Canelo is going to have an advantage if the weigh-in is really 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday next week, which is what they're talking about. I think that's ridiculous. Huh?
They're going to do what MMA does. MMA does that.
Yeah, and it's not good for Gennady because Canelo's going to gain a whole lot of weight from the time he makes the weight at 10 o'clock in the morning until the time he steps in the ring, you know, the next night at 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Here's how they look. What can you tell me based on this picture, Harold?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can see it a little, not great. Yeah.
In terms of this fight, is Canelo big enough to be able to hurt Gennady? Or
Yeah,
is that
well,
the question?
you know,
Canelo can handle the punch, and if he has enough punch to be able to put Gennady back.
definitely. I mean, you know, he's been fighting around that middleweight limit his last couple of fights, and you know, I think he can step up from 154 to 160 and give Gennady a hard time. I think he can hurt Gennady. Canelo's a good puncher, and certainly he's got fast hands, and he's a very good boxer. And you know, we know about boxing. Speed really helps a lot in a fight. You know, there's no question.